Hello, card fighters. Welcome to Vanguard Jossu, and my name is Jossu. So, this is going to be more of a chill video, and I want to talk about the anime. And as you may know, the first two episodes of the anime have been released. So, I want to give my thoughts about them. And yes, I'm going to go into into spoiler territory. So if you haven't watched it, please watch it because it's really good and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't have a better way to transition. So let's go. So the first thing I want to talk about is the summaries for episodes 1 and 2. So I'm just going to give a brief summary because the things that I really want to talk about, well, they are in the other segments. So to start things off with episode 1, it's pretty much about Yu getting out of the house, and that is when he meets the other main cast such as Megumi, Danji, Zakusa, and Tomari. So, and that is when he also meets Team Blackout, and that is when he gets his first introduction to Vanguard. And then that is when we go to the next episode where Yu wants to play Vanguard, so he goes to a card shop, but then he decides to leave it because he got too shy. So that is also when he came across Danji, and that is when he got his proper introduction to the card game itself. So he got his first card, his first deck, and his first card fight. So yeah, there were some side stories then and there, such as Megumi's scenes with episode 2, and I thought they were pretty endearing. But hey, I like the comedy scenes too. So yeah, and there's nothing much I can say for the summary because that's what pretty much happens during the story. So now let's get to part 2. So the second thing I want to talk about is each and every single character. So the characters. And I like how each of them were introduced because we get to see a glimpse about who they are. So for example, Yu is the shy kid. Megumi's the lively young woman. Danji is the big bro, strong and kind guy. Zakusa is the quiet yet with a seemingly cunning demeanor, and Tomari with the hey guys, and is also a strong independent woman like Megumi. So yeah, I like how they were introduced. I like Yuyu's scenes at home, about how he was treated at home. I also like Danji outside card fights and what he does for work. And yeah, each of these little moments just shows that who they are. Like even the minor things such as Yu preferring soy on his eggs other than ketchup. It's the little things that show that they're more than just anime characters, but they're people. And because of that, whenever they talk to each other, you feel like they're real people enjoying themselves. And that is where I'm going, and this is where I'm going to talk about Team Blackout. And I'm actually welcome of this people filled with extras because the random members of Team Blackout also seem like normal people to me. It's because they also talk with the main characters, they enjoy being with the main characters, they also interact with each other outside of the main cast. They're also pretty welcome with Yu and yeah, they give out these these great vibes. So I really enjoy that they're not just this blank slate of like extras, but more like they're also other people with a group, with a team that they're in. So I really enjoy that. And I also want to talk about Toya and whatever the bald guy's name is, because to be honest, I want to see more of Toya, and because Kido Sanctuary main, and yeah, and the bald guy too, because we weren't able to see more of him. So yeah, so I wish for these characters, everyone, to give them proper development. And yeah, there's really nothing much I can say here, but well, other than I just enjoy everything about it, everything about the characters. So let's go to one of my favorite parts, and that's part 3. The third thing I want to talk about is finally the card fight, because boy oh boy, episode 1's card fight is pretty hype, not gonna lie. I was there during the live premiere of the English sub version, and yeah, I was very wowed by how they made this card fight. And instead of going through the mechanics of each card during this card fight, it was instead Tomari who was explaining, but she was the background noise. What's really happening during the card fight is the conversation between Danji and Toya. So I like this approach. It's very new to Vanguard as well, knowing that you know how their card fights went before. But to those who didn't know, the first card fights shown, well, they're pretty much a tutorial for the game, and by not doing this, it goes to show that this is really a new thing for Vanguard. And yeah, I'm actually very open with this. So compared with episode 1's very nice card fight, and before we go into that though, I wanna know, where is Bastion's horse? Like, one of the reasons why I like Bastion is like he's riding this Pegasus, but during the card fight the Pegasus wasn't there. So yeah, I was a bit confused why. But anyway, with the hype of episode 1's card fight, when we go to episode 2, it's different. It's really different, because we don't get to see the units, we don't get to see Cray, but we only get to see Yuyu and Megumi having a card fight. And I have a theory to why the card fight was like that. And it has something to do with both players. And by that I mean, if we look at Megumi during this card fight, she wasn't focused on the fight. She wasn't she wasn't really focused on the fight. She was more focused on winning the fight and how she wants to beat Yuyu. Well, at least that's what it's like to me, because of her jealousy towards Yuyu and Danji's relationship, while Yuyu is just starting to play the game, so he's more focused about how the game works and how to play properly. So yeah, instead of being focused on the fight, they're focusing on something else other than the fight. So we didn't get to see Cray, we didn't get to see the units. But yeah, and I guess that's the reason why we didn't get to see Cray. Maybe it has something to do with imagination, just like what happened during the first season of the first Vanguard episode, of the very first Vanguard episode. So yeah, maybe in future card fights, we're going to get to see Yu and Megumi using these units, and maybe we get to finally see like Magnolia or Nirvana as themselves during the card fight too. So overall, the difference between episodes 1 and 2's card fights are pretty large. Well, at least for me. And maybe for future fights, they're going to do something like this too. But I'm going to hope that we're going to get more card fights just like in episode 1, because that scene was so cool. So yeah, there's nothing much I can tell about the card fights other than it's pretty positive too. So yeah, and now I wanted to go to the next thing, and let's see that with part 4. So the fourth thing I want to talk about is the theme. And before we get into the theme, I want to talk about what happened during episode 2. So during episode 2, it was the beginning of Yu and Megumi's card fight. Zakusa said very interesting to Yu, and he said that everyone has two faces, and it's time for Yu to show his other face. So that made me think. It made me think that maybe having two faces and maybe the theme has something to do with it. So maybe the theme of overdress is being open with your other self, because everyone has their own face that they show to others, right? And usually they also have another side to themselves that they don't show to others. So that idea of having two faces could probably be the theme of overdress. So it wasn't just implied during the second episode, because it was pointed out during this, but you can see some hints of it during the first episode. Because during episode 1, for example, Yu was thought to be a girl, but turns out he's a boy. And that event happening, it's pretty much a glimpse of the theme during episode 1. And another minor moment that happened as well is that during the same episode 1, Yu said that the amusement park that Team Blackout is staying at, there were rumors about ghosts and delinquents being there. So when he goes to this amusement park, he realizes that the people there were just normal guys and girls who just enjoy Vanguard. So it's time for Yu to show everyone, the main cast, his family, and to everyone else in the show, about his true self. Because we can see his potential. Like, for example, episode 1, when a bottle was thrown at Megumi, he's willing to jump in front of her just to save her. And during episode 2, he chooses the card Trickstar. And with Trickstar is a very special card, because Trickstar, his main gimmick in his deck, revolves around the overdress mechanic. And the overdress mechanic is pretty much Trickstar getting stronger by evolving into other units by placing the cards on top of Trickstar. So during the show, we're probably going to see new forms of Trickstar. So he turns into Virina in the second episode. Maybe we'll get Virina Valiente in his next fight. So when he gets stronger and stronger, we can see Yu developing as well, showing more of his true face, his brave face, because we mostly get to see him as the shy person, but when he see his true face, maybe he's not that shy after all, maybe he's determined, he's braver than what we initially think. So I guess that's the reason why I think the theme of overdress is showing your true face or being one with your other self, because each and every single side that we have are just two sides of the same coin, and that's going to be it for the theme. So let's go for part 5. So the fifth thing I want to talk about, they're pretty much the extras, everything else in the everything about the anime, everything else about the anime. So I don't know where to put them, so I just decided to put them here. And I want to talk about the animation, the voice acting, the soundtrack, and the comedy, because overall, if I'm going to give Vanguard overdress a word, it's just excellent, because the animation was good, it was very high quality, it's very fluid in motion, Studio Clamp did a very great job, and it's very good looking. The voice acting, they're pretty enjoyable, they're not forced, you feel like they're the real thing, like they're the real characters, and I feel like they were having fun during the recording session as well. So I really enjoyed that too. Props to the voice cast. Next is the soundtrack. This includes the opening and ending. I really like it. There's nothing much I could say because music's it's not my forte, so I really don't know what to say about it, but I enjoyed it as well. And the comedy, I like the comedy. I find myself laughing during episode 2. Like, the scenes with Yu and Danji were pretty good. So, yeah. There's really nothing much I could say. And I'm sorry if you think that this segment is pretty lackluster or pretty boring or repetitive. It's because it's just good. Vanguard overdress so good. So I hope this happens in the next episodes too. So speaking of next episodes, let's go to finally part 6. So the last thing I want to talk about is pretty much my expectations or my predictions for Vanguard overdress. And most likely they're going to get higher stakes. So higher stakes for the card fights, and not some stakes from the first Vanguard series wherein the stakes were about Cray and their planet, but maybe something more grounded, such as maybe there's a threat to the amusement park, maybe someone trying to tear it down or invade Team Blackout's hideout. Maybe something like that could happen. Or maybe there's some character backstories that we have to go through, and then the characters want to overcome their past. So that's also pretty high stakes as well. And yeah, so other than that, I'm expecting more, like I said, character development. Everyone likes that. We want more card fights, please. More Cray, more units, please. What else? Probably more. Well, I'm gonna be selfish here, but I want proper Danji and Megumi moments, because best ship. Well, other than Yu and Danji, I think, yeah, but I don't think there's going to be a romance in Vanguard anyway, so I'm not gonna rely on that too much. I won't pray that it will happen. I don't think that it will happen, but hey, who knows? Overdress is an open book. And finally, I hope we get to explore the theme more about having two faces, if that were or was the theme. I'm sorry, but yeah, maybe you get to see the other characters' other face. Like, we have yet to see Zakusa's other self, because who knows, he might be this scary guy during card fights, even though he's just this very calm guy during the usual moments during his paintings and stuff. So yeah, I just hope we get to see more characters, more units, more good storytelling, more good card fights. Maybe I'm getting too repetitive, I don't know. But yeah, overall, I think there's going to be how can I put this? There's a bright future for Vanguard overdress here, especially in the anime, because the first episodes were so good, and I can't wait for the next one. So yeah, and with that, let's go to the outro. And that is going to be it for the video. I'm sorry if it took a while, because schoolwork has made me very busy. So, but yeah, hey, I'm back. But yeah, other than being busy, to be honest, I was kinda out of ideas as well, because I planned to do card fights and deck profiles, but I still don't have a way to do them. But maybe I will. I'm working on it as well, so I hope I'll be able to give you guys those sorts of videos. I also plan to do more reactions to the anime as well, maybe discussions about the video, and I'm also thinking about doing card of the day segments, YouTube shorts. So if you want that, you can just comment down below what you want to see more from me. So yeah. And lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to NetNaviBlue Gaming. Because of you, I was able to make this episode. By episode I mean video, I was able to have a proper image about what to do for a video, and that's this video. And yeah, so thank you NetNaviBlue Gaming for your support, and I will continue to be motivated by you, to be inspired by everyone who's watching, pretty much. And yeah, I'm very thankful for that, and I'll do my best to improve the video quality. So yeah, but anyway, if you have any questions, you can just put them in the comment section down below. You can ask questions or just say anything that you want. I'll take constructive criticism, so please be nice and be respectful. So yeah, that's going to be it for the rest of this video, and that's it for this video. So yeah, you've reached the end already. I'm sorry. And so yeah, again, this is Vanguard Jossu, and my name is Jossu. So thank you, card fighters, for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.